pop culture. Everything is permitted.
Welcome to episode 86 of Everything is Permitted here at Wade's Comic Madness. I am your captain and host, Julian Brown, alongside my co-hosts and trusted cohorts, the Man of Steel, Matt Reppert, and the Master of Puns, Brittany Tomes. How we doing?
It's cold outside like Snowpiercer.
Waiting for Snowmageddon.
Sad.
I could really go for a ride in the bar car right now and just get like a nice drink to warm my soul. The night car. Oh, yeah. Snowpiercer's back.
Tailies for life.
I was bold on our Discord, on our Strangely Pod Discord, and said that besides Star Trek, Snowpiercer was my favorite show of 2020.
You know, I can't post in the Discord.
Was one of my favorite ones.
You can't post it? Did you hit the green check mark to follow the rules? I'll show you before we go.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like, don't be a dick. Don't be racist.
Yeah, I saw the rules, and I'm like, okay, where do I acknowledge this? And
yeah, there's we'll hook you up after. But yeah, it was favorite show of 2020, I think. And I'm like, it's back.
I think it might have been my favorite. Ooh, that's hard to say, though, because She-Ra happened. It's tied as my favorite finale of 2020, I would say.
One of my favorite finales of all time.
Oh, wait, hold on. There was Lovecraft, too. Oh, God. There were a lot of good shows in 2020, but I will say it's in my top three. I cannot possibly choose between the three shows in my top three.
I'd have to go back and see what shows I watched in 2020 to kind of give a full...
This is the conversation that we had off mic when Brittany was like, I only stand like Jennifer Connelly really. And I'm like, Michael Burnham? Jadzia Dax.
And I was like, hold on.
The thirst episode.
Hold on.
Catra, hold on.
Yeah, Matt's got a cool idea for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that love shit.
What day is Valentine's Day? Is it a Thursday?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the calendar yet to see.
If it's a Thursday, we can call it Thirsty Thursday. That's what they used to call it in college when kids would go out and party. They're like, Thursday, gotta go out. And I'm like, I have an 8 a.m. on Friday, but no thanks.
So Valentine's Day is a Sunday when we record.
I'm bringing roses. I'm bringing chocolates. It's going to be legit up in Wade's basement.
This is exciting.
You think I'm kidding?
You folks have no idea.
It's going to be the best Valentine's Day I've ever had.
I'm going to get you guys cards. I'm going to bring meme-tastic
memes.
Valentine's. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun.
Fantastic. I'll look around in this basement for Valentine's from like 93.
Love it.
And I'll be like, here you go.
Picture of Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton wish you happy Valentine. Like, ew.
Oh, no.
Ew.
Luckily not that 93. But like,
oh, boy. I
find some weird like old Star Wars and like whatever ones. And I'm like, we can't sell these because they're so bad. But I don't know. Do something with them.
But Brittany, you're right. It is cold like Snowpiercer out. It's about to start snowing. You have a jacket on. I'm going to probably put mine back on
Mr.
midway
Wilfred.
through the show. Mr. Wilfred.
When you're in hospitality, you got to wear
I'm going to be, I'm like Icy, whatever the hell that character's
Icy
name was.
Wiener?
No, the one who like.
The big dude.
Yeah, when they were like, oh, they're rioting, is like, send down Bob. Like, which one? Like, which one do you think?
Icy
Bob.
The
one with the fucking, he looks like a hard-boiled egg that got crashed.
He started opening the valves.
Bro.
But I like that, you know what the trope is, and we'll talk more about it when we get to Snowpiercer, but I like that they went against the trope that he's like a brainless idiot, because at the end, when he gets everybody back in, he's like fuck you guys.
No, he's smart. And I hate that he's smart.
I like that. Anyway. We will be getting a lot more into Snowpiercer season 2 premiere a little later. Also this week, we take a look back at not only WandaVision episode 3, because we missed last week, but also the latest episode, which answered a lot of our questions in episode 4, which I believe was We Interrupt This Program.
Yeah, We Interrupt This Program.
It sounded like you said We Interrupt.
It's Brittany, bitch.
She's back.
Poltergeist.
So this is just one of our bigger review episodes. That's what we're focusing on today. WandaVision, Snowpiercer, The Train Will Provide. Before we get to all of that, though, let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a train car by its toe. Matt, you do our Patreon plug
Wilfred
this
towed
week.
them for sure.
Yeah. How could people support our show on Patreon?
What? Wait, you just confused me. Am I doing the thanks?
No,
or
you're doing the Patreon plug this week. That's why I did the eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You're doing it, man.
Oh, okay. All right. So go to the Everything is Permitted Patreon and give us money, please. That's all.
my God.
No. Give us your money.
We're like a train right now. We're being sucked by a leech. Help us. I'm just kidding. I don't know what's happening.
No, we appreciate any money you give us, whether it be $1 or I forget the other tier.
$2, $5.
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry.
You're good.
It's been so long since I've been on the Patreon. So, but yes, $2 tier, $5 tier, you get all sorts of little perks. And also, you could definitely be a little more involved with the show if that is something you definitely would like to do. Because we've done that in the past where we've had patrons suggest things and suggest topics and whatnot. And those have always been some good times.
They have. So you should do that. Good job. Well done.
The first part of Patreon.
Not really. I sucked with that. But
no, dude, it was more natural. It wasn't just like off the script. I like not saying that you're not natural.
No. I just say the same shit every week. And it sounds scripted at this point. But the first part of Patreon starts with pay. The second part is Treon. So there you go.
Pay the tree on?
Tree. Money doesn't grow on trees. Pay tree on. There you go.
I was going to say, like, it's like.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening now.
Treon sounds like some Lord of the Rings character, like an Ent.
Now I'm just thinking of that shitty 90s movies. I guess it's not so shitty, but Money Train. Do you remember that with Jennifer Lopez?
Do you want to know shitty 90s movies? They are no shit making, and I'm not going to get it, but they're making a goddamn steelbook of the movie Rad.
Never
a movie. It's a terrible movie.
It was not rad. It was bad.
Oh, buddy. All right. Well, that was good though, Matt. I liked it. Let's go to our
he was Patreon on his game.
Let's go
not Patreon.
Our current slate of EIP VIPs who we would like to thank. Brittany.
Should I do my hospitality voice?
Yeah, do your Ruthie voice.
Ding. Wait, that's NBC. Fuck, whatever the doo-doos are.
No, it's ding, ding, ding.
That's it, yeah.
Mr. Wilfred.
God, I watched too much SNL.
I have to get the soundbite for it.
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. Welcome, citizens, because they're not passengers anymore. Welcome, citizens, to Snowpiercer. We'd like to give a special thanks to our first-class patrons, Billy Peets, Heather Reppert. I don't actually know what class they are or what tier they are, but anyway. Rob Migliaccio, Michael Cox, Nikki Veazey. And moving to the taily part of the train, but it's okay because we're all equal now. We're all still equal. Matt Moore, Cabria Wimbush, and Rob Carter.
And making their way to the ring from Levittown, Pennsylvania, Kyle and Connor, the McClinton brothers.
They're the entertainment we have in the night car tonight.
The ring's set up. We got a referee. It's going down. Head to the night car for a good match.
And remember,
good, clean fight.
The engine will provide. I felt very like calm Mrs. Doubtfire.
I was going to say you were Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, Iphigenia Doubtfire. Oh, Kyle, it's a drive-by fruiting.
Kyle and Connor, I promise you this is the one and only time that I will do it like that, but I had to do something a little special because I've been wanting to do it for weeks and I finally remembered. So I hope you enjoy what I did.
Remember.
So, are you getting more Mrs. Doubtfire on
I'm
me?
just getting cold.
Oof. Let's get into some rants and raves.
Meep.
Hit it.
Look, I'm ready for once. Okay, so I got 2 raves because they're happy. One, I finished my big commission project, and I already got like a bunch of commissions from somebody else that I did, and right away they liked the work so much that they already having me do another commission for D&D minis. And then somebody else who came in, who's been a customer, was like, oh, by the way, paint this for me. So now I have people literally just buying minis at the store that hand them to me at the register once they pay, and they're like, yeah, take that home and paint it for me. So
that's awesome.
It's popping. My commissions are popping. It's fun. And I'm having fun doing them again. I have a whole thing. I wheel my stuff into my room, and I just watch stuff on my TV and paint. Speaking of which, my second rave is I've been watching Kim's Convenience, which is a really good sitcom. It's like a Canadian sitcom, and it's just so wholesome and funny. So I'll just put that on, and I'm painting, and then I turn around and I end up watching a whole season in a day. But I get a lot of painting done, and that's what matters.
So I'm actually kind of sad because I was looking to maybe do a stream of the game The Medium, but then my computer died.
No.
So I couldn't test anything, and I didn't want to just not play the game. So I actually fired it up, and so far I will say about The Medium is that it's a slow burn as of right now. It's the idea of that she's kind of caught between two worlds and everything. It's done in a semi-interesting way, but also at the same time, I haven't been fully hooked by the game yet. It's interesting because like the dead people have like masks on that, and so far you bump into two of them, like this guy who helped like a full on like theater mask, like no expression or anything like that.
Star Trek episode.
Okay. I can't remember that one.
Think about the TOS episode with the black and white faces?
No, I just meant the one we watched with Data when he starts having all them personalities.
Oh, masks.
And he made the mask.
Oh god, it's been so long.
It's when
I've only seen it for the first time the other day.
It's when the Enterprise basically gets turned into a rainforest cafe.
Anyway, are you playing it? What difficulty are you playing it on? Easy, medium,
or
hard?
I don't know if it has a difficulty level, honestly.
I just wanted to make a joke about medium.
Oh. Jesus Christ, Brittany. You're killing me.
I asked it too convincingly.
You are killing me, Brittany.
Just like the bad guys with the masks on.
Also, I will say I'm also very excited for Julian to watch Babylon 5 for the first time, because Babylon 5 is one of those science fiction shows that has been largely almost forgotten about by all but the hardcore fans of it. Like, it doesn't have the Star Trek like momentum behind it to make more stuff. And Babylon 5, and I said this before we recorded, Babylon 5 probably has one of the greatest story arcs in any science fiction show. And I'd actually would hold it up against like Next Generation and Deep Space Nine in terms of its story and how it did everything.
Hey Matt, do you want some Babylon 5 comics? I think I have 1 through 8 or 1 through 10.
Oh boy.
Brittany's like a dealer on the street when it comes to the comic book shop.
I'm not going to sell them to you. I'm going to give them to you. I won them because nobody claimed them in an auction. So I was like, oh, Babylon 5. I'll pay 5 for you. But for you can have them for free.
But it's
I'll give you the first hit for free.
Don't allow me to babble on about it.
Oh, Julian, you like Horizon Zero Dawn? You should really read the Horizon Zero Dawn comic, which
I made sure they were in your fucking folder.
You did.
Including the free comic issue that we sold out of.
So,
yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see how you take to Babylon 5. I'll be curious to
Can
get
I
your
watch too?
Absolutely.
I've only seen random episodes.
I'm going to start.
I own the entire series myself, so.
I am probably going to start. We got to get you hooked up on the Discord because I'll probably do watch alongs for them. So I'm probably going to start this week. So what days you're not working is when I will start watching, and I'll talk to you. But we got to get you set up on the Discord.
Yeah.
I have two raves. One is going to be very wholesome. Having never watched Babylon 5, I am excited to watch it, but that's not actually my rave. My rave is seeing all the people on Twitter and Instagram who were like posting their pictures of watching Babylon 5 again, and who are so excited because it's got the HD restoration. Just the fact that like these shows get like a revival, and even though some of these streaming services can be money grabs,
problematic to put it mildly.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's cool what they're doing. So like it's giving access to a show that people haven't talked about in a long time, and now like all I see is Babylon 5, so that's exciting. And for someone like me, who I think like Brittany maybe only watched an episode or two here and there, because I think sometimes
it just depends on it was randomly on TV at random times.
Well, it was
so I was like,
I think sometimes it came on like. It wasn't all the time, but it sometimes came on after Star Trek. It was maybe Babylon 5, maybe it was American Gladiators. You just never knew because of like syndication and bullshit.
I feel like Babylon 5 was on a different network than Star Trek. Yeah, I'd have to look that up.
I don't mean like on the same channel, but like when you like would flip channels afterwards, like it was.
You're like, where's some more stuff I can watch?
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
I get one episode of Babylon 5, which is a 2-parter, and I'm only seeing the second half.
But it's cool to see that, and it also gives me, fingers crossed, it gives me hope that the way they did the restoration for that we finally get the DS9 and Voyager Blu-ray restorations, because it needs to happen. People are doing it and showing that it can be done with AI learning. Make it happen.
Put the HD in HDS9.
So I'm going to start watching Babylon 5. I'm excited. Also, it is on Disney Plus now, which Karen and I watched an episode or two of. Dinosaurs. Yeah.
They also
hit the mama, not the mama, hit the daddy.
They also put the Book of Life on Disney, which I thought was interesting because I saw that movie first, and then when they announced Coco, I was like, oh my god, they're ripping off Book of Life. Turns out they're different enough that it's not a ripoff. But
Dinosaurs is such a dark show.
My dad
in some
still
ways.
quotes that show.
Oh no, it's a fantastic show, but it is like when you remember like how it ended, how like some of the episodes, it is dark as shit.
I mean, Dinosaurs, extinction. It's
Yeah.
all connected.
Yeah.
Did it extinct? No, it was pretty good.
My other rave is it's a wholesome rave. So for people that don't know, because if you don't have kids, you probably have never heard of her, but one of like the mega child like kid star, she's like 15 or 16 now. JoJo Siwa came out this week. And this is a really awesome thing, and it's a really big deal because so many people, so many kids look up to her and follow her. Like my kid looks up to her and knows all about JoJo Siwa, the music, the fucking giant bows she wears, which are a little bit ridiculous.
Now that
but
you've shown her
amazing.
to me, I see her everywhere.
Yeah, right.
I was like, what?
I have no idea.
I
what
thought she was
this
just
is.
a cheerleader.
No, but like I think it's so amazing because, and obviously there's going to be fucking assholes out there who are like, oh fuck you, like my kid will never watch you ever again. Like, good, bye. I think it's great because one of the biggest like important things in our family is making sure that no matter what orientation or whatever, you know, way Cecily ends up going, that she can be whoever she wants. And I'm so glad that she's going to have more and more, you know, like people in pop culture that she can like look up to. And I think that's amazing. And like, I hope that I'm doing a good job as a dad because like, you know, look, I got my nails done today. Like, you know, I've done makeup with her. Like I want her to know like that shit's okay. Like that it's not normal, you know? So it's been a really wholesome week for me. It was really exciting. I know that's probably not.
Now
like,
we can get rid of Ellen.
Yeah, right.
Just put JoJo up there. She does all the same shit, apparently.
Right. So I don't know. It's a big deal if you have kids. I think it's great. So that's my wholesome rave.
Yeah, everybody thought she was into bows, but she was really into bows. You know what I mean? They were like BAEAU. They were hoping she was into men, but she was just into bows.
Shame.
The double sound bite.
Yeah. Anyway, that is my wholesome rave.
Guess I shouldn't have joked about it.
Let's
See
move on to the
what I did
permitted.
there? See what I did there? I'm done now.
I just don't even know
my
what to
God.
use. Like,
Oh,
Brittany, you gotta.
Get your shit together.
The thing is,
Damn.
I know no shame, so even when you use the shame on me, it's like I become more powerful every time
I've become more powerful
Than
than
you could-
ever before.
than you could possibly imagine.
Strike me down. Use your anger.
Unlimited pun power.
Unlimited tingle.
Oh, now all I can think of is the
Tingle.
Robot Chicken skit where Obi-Wan just talks about the high ground nonstop. Like, Anakin's like, I'm burning to death, Obi-Wan. Just at least kill me. I'm sorry, Anakin. That's not the high ground way.
Dick.
All
All right, guys. It is time for.
The permitted minute.
I'm going to do my Mrs. Doubtfire voice again. It's time for the permitted minute.
It's time
I
for.
was just laughing too much.
It is the permitted minute, and we are going to go here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mr. Gata, start the clock.
It was a big week for the upcoming Netflix Sandman series as the show announced a good portion of the cast, notably the amazing Gwendolyn Christie taking on the role of Lucifer. Also, Babylon 5 has seen a resurgence as it's hit HBO Max and been updated to high def.
Lovecraft County creator, that was a tongue tie, Misha Green will take a crack at Lara Croft making her directing debut with the upcoming sequel. Also, The Last of Us 2 keeps setting records, overtaking The Witcher 3 as the most awarded game ever. And it looks like Thor Love and Thunder is set to film soon as Lady Sif actor Jamie Alexander is headed down under for preparation on the production.
With its upcoming revival, G4 has confirmed the return of both X-Play and Attack of the Show. I can't wait for G4. Finally, The Mandalorian Season 3 is set to begin filming in LA on April 5th, but there is a high chance at this point of the date being pushed back due to COVID and all the fucking bananas shit going on in the state of California.
You can
with
tell we
COVID.
have time because
Yeah, we
Julian's
do.
like,
No.
we can take 20 seconds.
No, I highly doubt that date. We did it in plenty of time.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that date's going to stick at this
The
point.
alliteration with Lovecraft County creator, I was like, wow, I said it right. And then I said it out loud, so I was like, fuck, gotta move on. Misha
Do you guys
Green.
think that it's going to stay on schedule?
So one thing that I'm curious about with filming entertainment things and all that is with the vaccine going around and stuff like that is when people get vaccinated to a point, will that affect these? Will they be able to say like, hey, so many people are vaccinated, we can actually start going forward and not worry about this thing like running rampant through our filming and all that.
Yeah. I mean, they've been able to film a decent amount of things just with like either higher with higher safety precaution and stuff like that. I think it'll get better with the vaccinations also, but they shouldn't just like lessen all the other shit they're already doing. It's like, even though people are vaccinated, still, you don't know everybody, like maybe, I don't know, best boy number 3 doesn't have his vaccination yet, so you can't just move on just because your normal actors have vaccinations. Right. Make sure he still wears his mask. I'm not being mean to best boys. You're doing a great job.
Best boy number 3 is
key
really
grips
important.
Are important. You come in clutch with those grips. Let's tell you.
You ever see Tropic Thunder? Yes. Where's the key grip? Hit the director really fucking hard.
I think that for the most part, filming is doing fine what they're doing. I know that like the production for Strange New Worlds, all the actors are headed to Toronto now to do quarantine, and like the family, so like they have good protocols in place. The only reason I'm a little bit concerned about this is because like LA is like bad. Ground zero. It's so bad there.
LA is Umbrella Corp right now.
Yeah.
Like they're
raccoon fucking
the virus
city.
Might as well have started there, even though it didn't.
Well, at least the positive is that whoever plays the Mandalorian is always masked up.
Yeah, right.
Well said. But I do think I get from
there were no babies.
The number
on set.
that I heard is that we're doing like 1 million a day vaccine wise. So
I saw that the cases numbers has finally dipped.
Yes.
It has finally gone down as opposed to skyrocketing.
If people follow their Lord and Savior Arnold Schwarzenegger and get their armolds pricked with the vaccine, we'll be good to go. Because you know what? You don't want to be contaminated. No, it didn't work.
You lost
Contaminated. Contaminated. It didn't work. I tried so hard. Contagion? No.
You don't want to be terminated?
Contact? Don't make contact with somebody? I don't know. I can't fucking do it. Damn it!
Contact tracing.
Oh boy. Before Brittany tries to make any more bad puns, let's move on to our...
It was rather barbarous of me.
Let's move on to our Wanda...
That's what Wanda does to people.
She does. Let's move on to our WandaVision episodes 3 and 4 reviews. We're going to just try and talk about them as one, like they kind of did with episodes 1 and 2, like just kind of flow them together. Because in a way they're pretty connected.
3 and 4 are almost, I would say you should watch it together. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Brittany, because I know you have a lot to say when it comes to WandaVision, I'm going to let you go first here. What were your thoughts on 3 and 4? I believe the episode 3 was called Now in Color. And episode 4, we interrupted.
I had to quick jog my my brain real quick on what 3 was about, but that was the baby one.
So actually, real quick, do we want to discuss the fact that the trailer for this for the 4th episode kind of like almost spoilered?
Yeah, I got really mad.
Yeah, I know you were really pissed about
Julian, go off.
Well, okay.
Why are they even doing trailer for episodes?
I basically, Julian's basically a snowblower, and I just pulled his.
You fucking revved me up, man. I hate that they do these
episode preview trailers.
Well, hold on, because I have I'm so mad about this. Star Trek Discovery, okay, at the end of each episode they have the preview for next week, and then if you watch The Ready Room with Will Wheaton, he does a clip from the next episode, like here's a sneak peek at the episode. Wheaton. What they do differently with these is that it's never ever anything spoilery in any sense. It's always the first 2 minutes of the first scene of the episode. Like that's it. So I feel like it's okay to watch these, but the way that these have been done, a lot of these clips end up, whether it's Marvel or other series, they do end up like putting spoilers in the clips.
It's like seeing a movie trailer, and then you actually, by the end of it, you're like, well, I saw the whole movie, so there's no point in seeing it now.
Yeah, and it's just like, why? And I don't like it. I don't like that they're just like readily available. And I know just from Twitter that people were like just rampant with spoilers for this episode and like didn't waste to post anything. And this is one of the shows, I don't go into every single TV show blind. Some shows I like getting spoiled for, some I don't. This is one, I don't want to know a goddamn thing. I don't. Nothing. Not a zilch.
He doesn't want any vision.
No vision. I want to be
he
like
wants to Wanda.
I want to be like blind vision when Wanda's like, oh shit, there he is in episode 4.
Shit, there he is.
Yeah.
You mean dead vision?
Yeah, dead viz. I have so many thoughts on that, by the way. I don't like them. I don't like episode clips before the episode is out.
Well, honestly, I feel like they're pointless because let's be honest here, WandaVision's probably right now the most talked about television show.
Yeah, people are going to watch it.
Yeah, it's not, because I mean, I would say the less you put out, the more buzz you build.
And the episodes are like, what?
They're like 30 40 minutes. Yeah.
So why would you give us a 2-minute scene? Like, what? That's wasting part of your episode.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like them. Yeah, and Matt, you have a great point. Like, how many subscribers does Disney Plus have? Like, people are watching the goddamn show. Some are complaining about it, but people are watching it, you know? So I don't like that they're putting these scenes out. It's so dumb. Anyway, let's talk about the episodes. Brittany.
So, episode 3 was the one where she is pregnant, has the twins.
It's
and
the 70s.
There's all that shenanigans. It's the 70s. And then you start to realize, like, you see Monica kind of, like, blow her cover. Not really subtly. And then she disappears randomly before the end of the last episode. Or the end of that episode. Yeah, that episode I actually liked a lot. The weird thing about episode 3 versus episode 4 is I felt like 3 felt longer, but it was actually the shorter episode of the two. And episode 4, I feel like went by in the blink of an eye, and I was like, that's it? Really? That's all I get this week? And it was the longer episode. That being said, episode 3 had a lot of, like, really good moments in it. Like, you see Agnes and the neighbor talking, and he, like, earlier in the episode, he, like, sawed through
like cinder blocks,
and you can tell it's like a set, and he's like just things are going wrong and, like, quirky with them that you're like, this. And you can see more that the neighbors' houses are starting to become, like, closed sets, and it's fake backdrops and stuff like that. So, like, whether they're being more aware of their circumstance where they're stuck in here or not, it's a whole thing. Quirky sitcom stuff aside, because that wasn't what, like, really drew me into the episode. The fact that they named the babies what they did, and, like, you already know with the twins that it was going to always tie into, like, both her remembering Pietro, and then also the fact that she had twins in the comics and shit happens with them. Like, you're just waiting for it, because in the first episode, like I told you guys, like, she caused that guy to choke when he started talking about kids. Like, I was like, ooh-hoo! That's what tipped us off that, like, she's in control more than you think. I don't want to get into the episode 4 stuff yet, but when they gave the names especially, I was like, okay, Young Avengers is going to happen, because this is the name of Young Avengers people. Like,
Tommy and Georgie?
It set up a lot of stuff. Tommy and
Georgie, right?
Billy.
Tommy and Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way, they were like American.
No, Georgie's
names.
from It. It's okay.
Yep.
We do this all the time. Every time there's a little kid, we say Georgie, and we're like, what the fuck is Georgie from? And we're like,
down
it's
here,
It.
Georgie.
Yeah.
We all fight Thanos down here, Georgie.
So it was interesting. And then, like, I know they never, like, officially said it was, like, Monica Rambeau, but we all been knew. And then that kind of, like, confirmed it as well when she just, like, disappears, but you're like, I know she's not dead. And she had, like, the sword stuff. And it's cool. I like where it's going, but that episode kind of tipped off also that they're not going so much House of M with it, that it's going to be more Avengers Disassembled, which is fine, because I knew they weren't going to do full House of M because she's not granting wishes to people, and, like, we know everybody's, like, theory. I've heard so many people's goddamn hot takes. It's the one downside of working in a comic book store. I don't want to hear everybody's hot takes.
When you texted that, I think last night or this morning, I was just like,
it makes it less fun for me.
I feel bad for you. Like, yeah. Because that's gotta suck. Like, on one hand, like, you just have to make sure you set aside time to watch the episode immediately, but at the same time, like,
no, I usually watch.
No, I know, but
Friday.
at the same time, like, you shouldn't have to rely on that.
Well, like, customers walk in, and when Wade's in, he's behind on it too. He's actually been watching it, but both of us didn't watch this past episode. And every time a customer came in, they're like, hey, have you been watching WandaVision?
No.
We said yes, but neither of us have seen the last episode. And then they immediately do that thing where, oh, well, it's so good, I can't tell you what. And I'm like, yeah, I fucking heard it from like, just stop. You're ruining. By the time I watch the episode, you're going to hype up my expectations. And that's probably what happened this week. And then some people just say shit anyway, and then they basically spoil it. And I'm just like, can you shut the fuck up? Just because you're in a comic book store and you want to talk about it, if we tell you no, or hey, there's customers that haven't seen it, or we haven't, stop.
We're just going to get Brittany a bat for the store that'll have like a little plaque that says, if you spoil a TV show, we're going to hit you with this.
The previous weeks, I'd seen it before most customers, so when they'd come in and talk about it, I'd be like, I'd love to talk to you about things, or like at least tell you what references, like what they're from or whatever, but at the same time, I would always look around and be like, or I'd ask, hey, has somebody in the store not seen the most recent episode yet? Blah, blah, blah. And, like, half the time I'd be like, well, we can talk about it another time. Or you can message me on Facebook if they know me like that. But, yeah. Because the annoying thing is, like, I hear so many people's, quote, theories and hot takes this week, which were shit that we discussed before the show came out or after episode 1. So I'm just like, well, how is that your hot take now? Like, they confirmed it in this episode. What are you talking about?
Most everything we've pretty reliably predicted. It's watching it happen is still fun.
And I know I'm like mid-rant, but like episode 4 for me, I liked that we were right about pretty much everything, and that it confirmed it. But that was the downside to me, is that like all you did that episode was confirm everything. There were a few small things where it's like, cool, you got to see about Monica's past and what happened to her during that whole blip scenario and everything, which is awesome. But at the same time, I was like, that's it for the episode. All you did was, like, it's cool when shows do that thing where it's like, this is what was happening simultaneously.
Yeah, the concurrent storylines.
But to spend a whole episode confirming everything that happened in episodes 1 through 3 happened, like, you confirmed that everything we saw and thought was happening was happening.
See, I didn't have a problem with that, because some people may not like we do this podcast because, listen, like, we're not tooting our own horns, but we're nerds and we're knowledgeable, so it's our job to dissect and try and guess that stuff. There are people out there who probably saw episode 4, and even me still were like, well, shit, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so, like if Heather were to watch WandaVision, like episode 4 would help get her to the level of like, oh, okay, that's what's going on.
I just wanted more like threads and mystery to continue, and instead of like giving us more, like, it gave us a few, like the cosmic background radiation, where you're like, oh, astronauts went missing. Oh my God, they're probably talking about the Fantastic Four. Cosmic background radiation. Oh, they're finally going to bring in cosmic people from the Marvel Universe, which is what I wanted from Infinity War and Endgame. Yee. Anyway, I'm taking too long with my segment. You guys give your thoughts and I'll wrap back around.
So one thing about episode 4, and I know it's not technically a 1-for-1 thing, but almost at this point, you could argue Wanda is almost the villain of the show, because she's trapped an entire town to live out her fantasy. These people are basically enslaved almost by her to do what she wants, to be her happy neighbors and stuff like, oh, Wanda, it's such a good day to see you. And even the slightest bit of reality creeping in, she basically reacts violently to it, because she basically One Punch Man's fucking Monica, thank you. Yeah. Monica out of her reality, essentially. Like, I mean, obviously she doesn't actually hit her, but she just like, boom. Just
she fucking hit her. Monica just has superpowers.
Yeah, I mean, she flung her through several walls and basically like a mile through across the town and threw her out. So I kind of like that a little bit. I mean, obviously she's not a villain. I understand that, but I kind of like that in between space where to do what she wants, she almost not hurt people at this point, but it's not a good thing what she's doing to these people. And I also dug the whole idea of because I know it was probably meant to be a little humorous, but I found it more funny than I thought when they first arrive at the outskirts of Westview, and he's just like, there is no Westview, and like the sign is like right behind him. He's like, and where are you from again? He's like, Eastview. He's like, oh, okay.
Jimmy Woo.
Yeah.
Oh, love Jimmy Woo.
Is that Randall Park?
That's Randall Park.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wish you guys got mad that I picked him for Xander. I was doing an older cast. I was not aware we were making them teenagers.
So to bounce off what you were saying real quick, Matt, about Wanda possibly being the villain, I would agree with you on the terms that what she is doing is wrong. Villain is not so much someone with severe PTSD. Absolutely. There is the running theory right now that that's actually a big red herring, that she, like, because when Monica comes out, she's like, it's Wanda, it's all Wanda. And like, you see Wanda very much in control when she fucking yeets her right out of there. That it's actually, who's the character that we keep referring to?
It's Agatha Harkness.
Agatha Harkness
Her name's
is actually in control. Whether it's a red herring or not, it's all really cool.
I actually think it would be more interesting to have Wanda, just her PTSD and her desire to want to have a life with Vision, to be, rather than have like the secret villain, like, I've been controlling Wanda the entire time.
Well, the thing is, it could be either option, because in 3 comic series, she's been the one that's caused shit because of her own, like, Magneto fucked his kids up. So that's all you need to know.
So bad.
I know the MCU hasn't even really introduced him the correct, Fox, whatever the fuck you want to call it. All that together, you haven't seen that part of him. That's like the father who's trying to do everything for mutant kind and has messed up his kids in the process. But on top of that, in other storylines, when she does some crazy shit, she also has been controlled by Doctor Doom. She's been controlled by people with magic. I mean, Agatha Harkness is one of those people that shows up in Avenger stories and Fantastic Four and in her stuff, and she's always like just fucking doing magic shit. So, who knows? I did like that they didn't ID Agnes yet, though. When they kept IDing the townfolk, I knew they weren't going to too, because I was like, we all know it's fucking Agatha, and you just, well, some of us know it's fucking Agatha, and you don't want to show us.
For me, for episodes, I'm going to talk about them as a whole, because one thing that I immediately said to Karen after watching episode 4 was WandaVision is a case study in Marvel doing what they do at the very best, better than any other giant franchise. Star Trek, Star Wars. Marvel intertwines all of their characters and all of their franchises in a way that is just so neat and tidy. I just can talk about it forever. The Ultron reference with Monica is such a big deal. When we finally see Officer Wu or Agent Wu and Darcy, and it's like these two have never been on screen together. And that whole entire episode, it's like they've been on screen together through 3 different MCU movies. Like their chemistry.
I like that they work well together, because he doesn't, unlike the other big fucking government guys who are like, oh, whatever. Like, you don't know what fucking cosmic background radiation is. Kids that learned about the Big Bang in 6th grade know that shit. Shut up. Anyway, the fact that they respect each other, and he knows, oh, she worked under Jane Foster, the most renowned fucking astrophysicist in the MCU. Like, if Jimmy Woo knows that and can respect that, the rest of you can fucking do that.
But I think one of the other cool things too is, like, again, and this also ties into Endgame in a really big way, in Infinity War, and showing, like you mentioned, how people came back from that. That was one of the coolest fucking scenes I've ever seen.
That was the best way they handled it. In Homecoming, they made it like a joke.
It was a joke,
It was like, oh, we blipped, we got to repeat our senior year.
Yeah.
And I was
I get showing it from that point of view with kids. I get it, but this made it more real. Like, she literally blipped back to where she was basically like tending to her mom.
Who's dying of cancer.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh damn! And then you fucking tweeted me that GIF last night. Oh,
well, I mean, I already kind of like with Endgame, you knew when she like is back on Earth, but you don't see Maria or Monica appear. I'm like, great, what fucking happened? Did they both like get Thanos dusted away? Like, what happened?
Right.
I also hate that it's called the blip.
I know. They should just really call it the snap. Like, people should know that Thanos
y'all got snapped.
Fingers.
Thanos snapped, then we snapped.
The Zorro snap.
But yeah, these episodes are great, and I think that
they do work better together, I will say.
Yeah, they do work better together.
2 halves of a whole.
And Elizabeth Olsen just killed it in episode 4, from, you know, being happy-go-lucky, like Brady Bunch 70s housewife, to then like becoming Wanda. Going into episode 4, my favorite scene, and what gave, like, okay, so episode 4 gave me goosebumps. They gave me like the cool, oh shit, this is connected goosebumps. And then it gave me the heebie-jeebie goosebumps when I realized what Wanda is probably doing, and it's crawling up my fucking neck right now. When she turns around and Vision is Vision at the end of Infinity War with his stone ripped out and all gray and his eyes are dead. Holy fucking shit, did I get skeeved out, because I'm going immediately to my head, even though he's a robot, necromancy, puppeteering. Like, is this the fucking creepy shit that she's doing to live out the fantasy that he is still alive? And that creeps me the fuck out.
Like, I don't know if it's necessarily his actual body.
Yeah, that's what.
If it is, that might be one thing where she's just like covering it up, and, you know, because she has real people in her thing. But I think it's also, I think it's just it invading her mind, where she's like, he turns around and it's like, but oh yeah, I'm dead. Like, I'm not actually here. I'm not actually your husband. But if it is his body, that would be cool as shit.
It would be cool, but like, holy creep factor.
Little necrophilia going on there.
I went with my theory to Karen. She's like, well, wouldn't people like be looking for Vision's body? And I'm like, I mean, maybe, but Wanda can't, like, no one could find Wanda right now. They just realized it was her in there.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you had, like, it was in Wakanda, which is not a place that most people have access to.
Yeah.
So
she totally could have just like eat it out of Wakanda.
Neither of their bodies disappeared during the snap, right?
Wanda did.
Wanda snapped, Viz
that's
didn't.
The thing, because then she wouldn't have had his body. They would have put it somewhere. Unless she broke into a government facility and pulled his body out. Like,
and she can control people's minds.
She
so,
can do
I mean,
everything. She alters reality. That's her power.
So, I'm like, I'm sticking with that theory right now, that she's doing some crazy ass, creepy as fuck body puppeteering right now. But I loved both of these episodes, and I love what this show is doing. And for all the fucking people out there who are like, the show's too different, it's not cool, like, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
They're just mad.
Like,
they're mad they don't get it.
Like, It's so fun. It's so good. It's so good.
I like that they introduced Sword
in a really cool way.
But in the same way it was introduced in the comics, where out of nowhere, who did that one? Hickman? I think, wait, was it Hickman? No, Joss Whedon? It was either Hickman or Whedon wrote the comic run. Was it Astonishing X-Men? I think it was Astonishing X-Men. Where just randomly out of nowhere, there was suddenly this organization called Sword that was like dealing with all the space shit, and he just acted like they always existed, and now they've been a thing in comics ever since. And that's exactly what the show did. They were just like, oh, by the way, like, even though it's never been confirmed or whatever, now all of a sudden Maria Rambeau created it after Carol left Earth. Like, she did all this stuff with the government. It was always there when Nick Fury was creating S.H.I.E.L.D. They've been side by side the whole time. Like,
Astonishing X-Men Volume 3, Issue 6, Joss Whedon, John Cassidy.
Oh my God.
I'm glad I didn't solidify on Hickman, because I was like, no, wait. Because the
Astonishing X-Men Whedon run is fucking fantastic.
Whedon, because he gets things weird sometimes.
Oh my God.
He gets things weird, but his run
like,
was really
some
good.
of his things stick. And luckily, the good things usually stick. We forget about the bad things.
Well, whenever I think of Joss Whedon, I always think of, he guest starred on an old episode of Robot Chicken where they were trying, like, they got fired from their show and they were seeking out the powerful people in Hollywood. And Joss Whedon's guest stars, and he goes, "You think you're worthy of writing in the Whedonverse?" And Seth Green's like, "Oh, wow, you actually call it that in person."
It's funny because yours and Buffy. But yeah, overall, I like these two episodes together, and I think I was so hyped after episode 3 that I was like, oh my God, like, I want to see where it's going, that I was so excited about where it's going that when episode 4 just kind of confirmed it didn't move on past where we're at, I was like, no, I can't wait another week at where we're at. I need to move forward. So I think that's why I feel this way. But overall, I thought episode 4 was well done. Like, it's very good at what it's supposed to be. And I think it's probably what the show needed.
I need more Agent Woo, by the way.
Woo! Like his card trick? That was great, because, like, did he get snapped away?
No.
Okay, that took him years to do then.
Yeah.
You know, he was sitting there while Ant-Man's, like, away in the fucking quantum realm, and he's just like, how did he do it again?
Well, we don't know, actually, if Agent Woo got snapped away or not. I'm guessing he didn't. I'm going to assume
I'm hoping for his character he didn't, because he just kind of seemed kind of slow on the uptake.
Yeah. I kind of just want an Agent Woo Darcy show now, like the two bubbling adventures of those two.
Some people were saying they want like a funny X-Files show, where it's just like they go around solving cases together all the time.
There is a great meme going around the internet right now where it's Monica and Woo, and it's like, I'm going to tell my kids that this was the X-Files.
Did you see the one where it's Monica, Darcy, and Woo, and they say, oh my God, we should redo Fringe?
Ah, yes.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, I really like these episodes, and I want to talk about Sword a little bit more, because Brittany, you said in the comics, like it's always been there, right? Like it's always been there, just like along.
He made it so it was there.
He would. So it's alongside S.H.I.E.L.D. I do wonder, like, what are the ramifications of
the Ramboifications?
God.
He threw his pen at me.
I did, and I'm taking yours now.
That's fine.
What are the ramifications of what happened in Winter Soldier with Hydra? Like, was Sword infiltrated too? Because S.H.I.E.L.D.'s gone. Like, we know that S.H.I.E.L.D. is gone. Was Sword infiltrated too?
Well, if Sword started after,
I was going to say they'll never answer that.
No, they
because
won't.
They don't have to.
No, they don't.
But
it's very true.
At the same time, if you look at their name, they started to change it to artificial whatever, weapon, sentient, whatever. So they'll probably say that Sword was unaffected because we weren't associated with S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, you haven't seen them work with S.H.I.E.L.D. yet. They're only referring to themselves.
Other than the fact that we know that Nick Fury is involved.
Obviously, but he's involved.
I also feel like the scene when they're
Skrulls! That's the connection. Did you see him write it on the board?
No.
I'd have to go back
Jimmy
and look at the
Woo?
board.
He wrote Skrulls on the board?
Yeah, he wrote
There was a bunch
Skrulls
of
with a
stuff on
question
the
mark
board.
because he was writing theories of like why the townsfolk are there or what's going on. So he's like, Skrulls? And I'm like, how the fuck does Jimmy Woo know about Skrulls? So that means
FBI.
that either he's come across it somehow in the FBI, which I doubt because they're too low of a level, or S.H.I.E.L.D. is somehow sharing information with Sword, or people have come from S.H.I.E.L.D. to Sword.
Or Maria and Monica shared the information with Sword about the Skrulls and the FBI.
Could also work. Yeah, it makes sense. Because she created after the 90s, so she already knows about Skrulls, so she probably shared it.
I also feel like that when they're walking in Sword headquarters, when they're walking through the hangar bay, I remember watching that and I'm like, I'm sure there's something in there that I'm missing, some Easter egg, some reference, I'm like, there's probably something here. I don't have the comic knowledge to pick it out.
It's
I don't have the comic knowledge to pick it out.
It's all good.
How cool! I know we already talked about it a little bit. How cool was that effect of them coming back though? Like
it
being
was
undusted.
You know what fucked me up? The fact that like Carol's voice was the last voice you hear in that thing, and she's like when she's forming back, and she's like, and you hear Carol talking to her.
I have to watch this fucking episode again. What?
I only knew that because I had the subtitles on and it said Captain Marvel and it had what she said. Yeah.
Fuck me.
It was the last thing she said to her before she left Earth, and she gave her the jacket. Remember, she would call her like Captain Trouble or whatever. Yeah. So she was like, "There you go, Captain Trouble," or something like that. And then it was just Carol's voice. So I thought that was cool because I was like, "Ooh, Brie Larson's voice." I would also just know Brie Larson's voice.
I hate myself right now. I feel like I am not at proper nerd level. This is why we have you.
There's a ton
and you caught that. Oh wait, who just said that?
I mentioned it.
I said I saw it because I had to watch with subtitles.
You're both better nerding.
Always watch with subtitles, but I swear to fucking God. God, I want them to confirm it's Agatha Harkness so bad, but I don't want it to happen right away next episode. But like, I just want to tell people.
Are we 8 or 10 episodes for WandaVision?
Oh, that's the other thing I want to mention. If it's only 8 episodes, that's the only thing that's like, I'm kind of like, ooh, what are they doing? But I feel like that all that's going to set up is just a bunch of other shit they're going to do. I hope it ties into Eternals because they mentioned the cosmic radiation and Fantastic Four stuff because they got those rights. And then everybody's theory that she's not going to destroy all mutants or kill all mutants. She's going to birth all mutants or whatever. And then all of a sudden we have the X-Men stuff. I just want more weird shit.
Yeah, same.
That's what I missed about this episode. I liked seeing that we got to see the scene where she actually like yeets Monica away because you're like, what the hell happened there? And the fact that Darcy's like, this has happened again. The screen just blips. Like, where's the scene? Yeah. And I was like, ooh.
It's cool that Marcy's the one who Marcy. Different podcast.
Yeah.
Darcy's the one who's been in front of the screen with this bad boy here.
Amazing.
Yeah.
She's like, this is my roadcaster.
You know what I love about that? They probably didn't get the rights to use the name, so they have a QR code over where it says road. It's a perfect square here. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah.
Anyway, is there anything else we need to talk about this episode? We kind of hit on most of the Easter eggs,
just trying to remember
right?
all the references. Oh, Westfield. It's in New Jersey, which is awesome because in the comics, Wanda and Vision go to New Jersey.
It's Westfield, right? Not Westview. In the comics.
Did I say field?
You did, but isn't it Westfield in the comics and not Westview?
Oh, fuck, maybe. Whatever, wherever the fuck they
Westworld?
live. Westworld, they go east to New Jersey. And also, doesn't it just make sense that weird shit's happening in Jersey?
Always.
We could just drive there right now.
Let's settle in New Jersey, said no one ever.
I also like that they had... So when they first show up to the city and then Jimmy Woo's like, I don't see anything, and the fact that Monica can, it's because she has those powers where she's able to actually see like the electromagnetic field or whatever the hell is going on. So she can see and sense it because in the comics, she was also Captain Marvel / Photon, which is the name that her mom had in the MCU, which I thought was like, and that's what I was hoping. Oh, God, I'm so sad that Maria dies. I get it probably makes sense because they had to do the whole time skip shit when like Captain Marvel went away, whatever. Why couldn't they have just been in love, had this kid together? God damn it. Because now it's weird because like I can't just ship them. She's dead. She died of cancer.
So
while Carol was fucking gone.
Oh my God.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. So I have a question. Maybe I didn't notice this, but did they establish what happened to the beekeeper, quote unquote? Because he showed up and she rewinded everything. What happened to him? Is he still in there? Did he get pushed out?
Well, that's actually a good point, right? Because we see his rope
tether
get disconnected,
and it becomes like a jump rope or something.
You don't actually see what Wanda does to him.
Yeah,
because she just says no and he like goes back. And my guess is that he never crawls in to begin with because she literally rewinds it. And then they just don't do that idea. But I did like that, like literally it became a jump rope, so it just dropped off immediately. Like she didn't have to unhook it like because it became a jump rope. It was like, well, obviously there's no attachment here. Yeah. It just like slides off.
That was really cool.
What's the buzz with the beekeeper, guys? We thought he was AIM. Just Sword. I liked that they did that though because I was like, it's Sword. But I did say, if we go back to the episode, remember when he popped up and I was like, he probably wasn't really even wearing a beekeeper thing and it was all in her head.
Yep.
Yeah. Hazmat!
Anybody have anything else on episodes 3 and 4 of WandaVision?
I'm sure I have so much.
Yeah.
Do we want to rate them as one or do we want to rate them individually?
I mean, individually. Because we've done it all.
All right, episode 3 rating out of 2 sets of twins. That makes no sense, but that's what we're going to go with. Go ahead.
What the fuck?
So out of 4?
I don't know.
2 sets of twins and half a vision?
And half a vision. There we go.
So together it makes 5.
5. Well, no, 2 sets of twins and a vision.
Well, no, what I'm saying is 2 sets of twins and half a vision on both sides makes... But yeah, we can do a whole vision, but he's dead.
I mean, I'll give episode 3... I guess I'll give it a 4.5. I still was not a huge fan of the sitcom stuff, but I did like the deepening of the mystery of the whole...
Are you glad it sitcommed down?
God damn it, Brittany.
Mother of God. I was hoping it was that one. I felt it in my bones.
But yeah, once again, it was a well-made episode, and I was very after she got thrown out of the world, the simulation, whatever you'd like to call it. I was very much like, all right, I need episode 4 just to see what the hell is happening.
That's why I was bummed that it ended with her also flying out into the real world. I was just like, you should have started the episode with that. I get what you had to do, but I want the plot to move forward. God damn it.
That was a very good Bobcat Goldthwait impression, by the way.
Oh my God, what was the song they used at the end of the episode?
Oh, it was Voodoo Child by Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, okay. I noticed that all the music they use, like the Help Me Rhonda that distorted into Help Me Wanda, like all these different things, it's all for a reason. Pay attention to the lyrics, guys, of any song they put in.
Out of all of them, Voodoo Child, like, I was like, yeah, come on, Wanda.
Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
My rating... Wait, did you give the episode 4 rating?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't do 4.
No, we're gonna go back around.
So for 3, I think I'm also gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. Babies or whatever.
4.5, whatever.
Half a baby. But mostly because the fact of like what they named the twins, like the ramifications with that, and I really hope it leads to a Young Avengers TV series happening, or they get included in the MCU like movies somehow. Because I'm like, oh boy.
Oh boy. Yeah.
They're both boys. Oh boys.
Episode 3 was good. I'm gonna give it a solid 4 out of 5. Move things along. Like Matt at the end when Monica gets thrown out, I'm like, oh boy.
That's the best scene. Because
Here
you're
we
like,
go.
you fucked up.
And it was so cool and unique, right? Because we go from 4-3 to 16-9.
I love when it does
and
that.
I'm like,
it goes like,
I see what you did there.
I like that they did it in this episode too. When they did the flashback,
I love that kind of shit. I'm such a fucking film nerd. I love when they do shit.
I love when they change the aspect ratio.
4 out of 5, and then I'm actually gonna give this episode a 5 out of 5 because of the way they portrayed post coming back from Snap, introducing Sword, and the overall Wanda being a badass, and the fact that this gave me a full range of emotions with episode 4, like from really awesome goosebumps to like crawling up my spine, something's not right here goosebumps.
Ew, what was crawling up your spine?
I know, dead vision, obviously. It was so I just did my episode 4, so you two will go, so sorry. So 4 and a 5.
Yeah, I'll also give episode 4 a 5 out of 5 dead vision. It did such a great job filling in, what happened, introducing Sword, bringing back Kat Dennings' character, Marcy. Is it Marcy?
Yeah, Darcy.
Darcy, yeah, Darcy. Bringing her back, introducing the Agent Wu as I instantly fell in love with that dude.
He's awesome.
I was just like, I love this guy already. He's already a highlight of the show for me. And
he was already like one of the great spots of like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
The Wasp.
Yep.
Brittany's thinking.
Well, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5, but only for the reasons I already mentioned, where like I just wanted the show to move forward, but this is one of the episodes that's needed for the show to make sense, for it to like pause for a second, go back and be like, hey, all this is what's happening. It's just for me, I was so excited to be like, where the heck is it going? So that's just me personally. It's obviously an amazing episode. It's the best like representation of what actually probably would fucking happen if half the population disappeared and then came back out of nowhere. Absolute chaos. You'd be looking for the people you know and love. You find out somebody died in the meantime, like that would just be devastating. Like it's just
Oh, I mean, it makes sense because you snap out because like these people reappear in the hospital. So somebody who was like sick in the hospital all of a sudden just reappears like, oh fuck.
And that's why she's like bed, whatever. And even when she's asking people like that nurse just reappeared, she's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking. She's like, I don't know. Like, what is this? Yeah. Like they all just, it was so cool. So I like that. And so many cool things.
One quick thought I did have though is that And they might do that because I thought about they might use Falcon and the Winter Soldier to explain why, like, why hasn't Sam shown up to be like Wanda, like, and like go inside and be like, Wanda, you need to like come back to us. You need to be brought back.
Yeah. To go along with it, you were just saying this episode needed to be there to do what it did. I think I was talking to you either privately or in our group chat about this. Not enough shows do this. Picard is one of the shows that is guilty of this, of not moving the plot along.
Yeah, that was the one where it was like 3 intro episodes.
Too many shows that are serialized do that these days, who just like don't get to the point quick enough. So this was a huge just breath of fresh air as far as, okay, this is what's happening. Maybe this is what's happening. We're going to give you some answers without maybe giving you the real answers.
Yeah.
But it was still some confirmation of things, and they did it really well.
But if only 8 episodes, that made me concerned, because I'm like, we spent a whole episode confirming what most of us thought to be true.
Right.
Help.
So we'll see.
I trust it's going to be great because I love the show. I love watching it every week.
Yep.
I love seeing what references they give me.
Indeed.
Speaking of shows we love to watch every week.
Speaking of shows that we love to watch every week, what a beautiful segue, Matthew. We are going to talk about the season 2 premiere of TNT's Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer. Piercing right through the snow. I'm really excited to talk about Snowpiercer.
Let us pierce the snow.
I'm excited to talk about one of my man crushes and fucking Sean Bean.
Sean Bean.
I don't think I have a man crush on Sean Bean himself. I think I have a man crush on Sean Bean's voice.
Save it for the thirst episode.
You didn't like when he was just soaking in that tub?
I mean, it was
his bulldog nearby.
I'm not gonna lie, like when obviously his natural speaking accent, but when he's just like, "Come over here, let's see what the years have done to you,"
and you were like,
"It was so."
Come over there,
yes, Sean Bean, I'm coming over there.
It was so 006 from GoldenEye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guys, get ready for the Valentine's.
Oh my God,
there's gonna be so much thirst.
Matt, speaking of thirst, how thirsty were you for this premiere?
I loved it. It advanced the plot. It did, after basically the cliffhanger of last season. Also, I loved so first of all, when they said tailies to Mr. Wilfred, and he's like, "What's a tailie?" And I'm not sure if this is true or not, but it seems like Wilfred's car is at the end of the train, and the tailies took over the train at the end of season 1. So now here's Wilfred at the end of the train, basically controlling it again. So the power dynamic shifted. And it shifted even further back now because now Wilfred's there, and and it was such a fun episode, such a good. It advanced the story in a natural way, and I loved watching it. It was such a good episode.
It's funny how the tail has now become Switzerland.
Yeah,
it's so it's so unique.
Military.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. Yeah, I liked how this is a really good season premiere because like the season finale was fucking insane, and then the reveal of Mr. Wilfred also on top of that, we were like, what? And that was like a post-credits thing. So you spend the whole, I guess, I don't even remember how many months. Was it a whole year? Whatever. Hiatus, just waiting. And you're like, how are they going to like top that or make it work? Because, like you get so hyped up over a finale and then like sometimes the season opener, you're like, whatever. But this, like you said, made complete sense, was supernatural. All the characters I feel like had growth. We even care about, was it Ruth?
Even Ruth. Even Ruth.
She came in clutch.
Someone that you were expecting to immediately go to Wilfred's side and hate to start the season, and probably has the most dynamic character arc going into this season, which I find really cool.
And you still had Jennifer Connelly off the train.
Yeah.
You were like, oh shit, I forgot you were in the snow. That's where we left you for the last year. Like, what is going on?
So part of the reason I love this premiere is because, like Brittany and I said, the Snowpiercer season 1 finale is how you do season finales. It is one of the most well-done season finales of a show I've ever watched, probably next to All Good Things with Star Trek The Next Generation. No, that's high praise. I still think it's accurate. So that, in a way, can hinder a season premiere. That could be like, how do you top that? And come on, like, from the reveal of Sean Bean to Daveed Diggs still just being like a badass, and here's another thing, something that I could be wrong, none of us were expecting to happen, because he's all about democracy. No, we have to extend martial law. I didn't see that coming. I don't know if you guys did or not.
I knew they weren't going to have the election.
Well, they weren't going to have the election, but to just straight up like go back to the status quo was
not the cast quo.
No. But like, and then there's ramifications that people are already starting to question Leighton, and like a train, so many moving parts that are all being touched upon, and so good.
80 billion cars long.
80 billion cars long. And the other thing I absolutely love about this episode is the fact that they're not fucking around wasting time. Like 6 seasons in, where they finally be like, oh shit, maybe it is safe to live outside again. They're hitting,
they hinted at that.
They're hinting at that note right now.
Yes.
Premiere of season 2.
And it's like how in the movie when they pass by that one like
the crashed airplane.
Yeah, the crashed airplane that was in the snow. They're like, wait, we've never seen that wing before, like that.
Yeah.
So it's that small glimpse where you as the audience are like, oh, things are heating up. Might be by 1 degree, but things are heating up.
I also pretty much am digging almost every character that Wilfred has brought to the table. Like the two Germanish doctors, like we had made the sound.
They were fucking
and when they called it goop.
Yeah,
I was like, is that making fun of Gwyneth Paltrow? They're like, we call it goop.
Jennifer Connelly, let's see your shoulders so we can put this goop on there.
Brittany wants to see more than just the shoulder.
But it's fine. I've seen her movies.
But her daughter, and I actually, so the scene with Jennifer Connelly and her daughter when Wilfred's like disconnect the train, we'll come back
so
around.
Good.
Because like the way her daughter and her, it's almost like they're having a conversation where she's like, do what he says because I already took care of it.
Yep.
And then
she's
she blows the couplings and her daughter's just like, we can't disconnect. And she's like almost impressed with her mom, it looks like.
Well, that's the thing. I think she was thinking that her mom wasn't the genius engineer that like she was supposed to be, and then she left her behind. She's like, how could you not foresee this? Like, you're supposed to be so smart, whatever. And this dude raised me and he's like a genius. And the fact that she already outsmarted him before she even got back on the train. And she was like, go ahead, wrong decision, but go ahead.
Yeah, when she just goes, wrong move, honey, and like the couplings blow and everything.
She straight up was like, wow, Dad, she outdid you, and then turned to and like paid all attention to her. So I'm just like, yes, win your child back over. Win her over, Jennifer. I'm just kidding. Her name's Melanie.
Yes.
Oh my God. What just happened?
I do spend most of my time. I don't know why I'm still doing that voice, but Melanie's a good character. Like, and I like the dynamic of the M versus the W. You're like, who's gonna be on top?
There's no bad characters.
No, Mike O'Malley, Stephen Ogg, like they're all, everybody pretty much hits their beats. They're perfectly in the show.
I still don't like the teenage girl whose name I forgot.
Yeah, the crazy girl, she's a little, okay, I'll give you that one.
She was better before they made her like crazy, if that makes any sense. Like when she was just killing guys on purpose and wasn't like, yeah, like over the top CW level, like.
Yeah.
That's how she feels to me. Like, that's the only thing that took me out of the episode was when she like saw Wilfred was in the back and then she ran up and she's like, Wilfred's here, and like was running away. I'm like, can you just not? I wish she would have like been put on trial and died in the first season because that would have been interesting.
You think they would have like locked her up at least just because she murdered people.
I think it's weirder that she acts outwardly like unstable.
Yeah.
Like her crimes at first, she wasn't caught for a reason because she was very smart and sneaky about it. So why all of a sudden this shift with her, like it's just weird.
Probably maybe the loss of her family kind of pushed her over the edge mentally.
But she like was fine with them dying.
Yeah.
She was the one that's like, no, you should go.
I have to say how much I loved Ruth in this episode because you're just not expecting that from her. You're expecting her to kind of be the person who is, and listen, we don't know yet, the one who's maybe playing both sides, and maybe that's what's going to happen. But she seems to be that character who is going to have like the change of the heart and faith of the heart. Mm-hmm. And
hospitality.
Yes. And just, well, and that's a great point, right? Because her first commitment is to the train.
Yeah. And that's, if you look at all of her season 1 choices, it's because she's trying to stick by the status quo. And when Wilfred shows up, she's like, oh my God, finally somebody can lead us. But when she sees immediately he's just asking for shit and steal stuff, I think in her mind she's like, well, that's not a leader.
No.
Let's go with Leighton.
So I like that she's working with Leighton instead of just being like, rah, rah, like Mr. Wilfred's going to save us all.
Yeah. That was a good shift I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
So
just
that's the best thing about the show.
And then there's, what was his name? Bob? Icy
Bob.
Icy Bob. I said this at the beginning, or did I say it off mic or on mic?
I don't remember.
Off mic, I think.
Either way, I'll say it again. The fact that he's not the tropey,
like zombie dumb guy,
the fact that he's got a brain and just like the balls after he throws everybody off, just flick them off. I was just like, I like this guy, even though he's a villain.
Wild that it's like -70 in that room, and everybody was like messed up, and he was just like walking through, destroying people.
Yep.
Because at first you're like, oh man, they're really like pushing forward. They're gonna gain like a whole car, and then you're like, oh nope, one man killing machine.
I kind of almost want to see a flashback episode to see what Wilfred and them did, because they kind of said like, well, we idled the engine up, and that's how we lived for as long as we did, and then. The whole thing where he was just like, Melanie, I was always there. Yeah. Like, I was always waiting for you and stuff like that. Like
just waiting for the paths to cross.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that they hinted at, like, there's such, like, a wider range of his technology out there, like, using test track and, like, stuff like that. Like, one of the cool things about this is, like, what else are we going to run into? Like, what else are we going to see? Does he have stuff along the way that's going to, like, help sustain, or like maybe some traps along the way?
He's like, oh, eventually they'll take this route, and I set things up there.
So it's really cool, and I like you said, Matt, I do hope that we get a flashback to see what happened to Icy. Fuck you, Bob, because
I feel like they froze his skin and like hardened it so many times that like he just has this like outer like tough ass skin.
I feel like the German doctors went all like Mengele on him or something.
Yeah. And it's like maybe they use that tissue goo and then they super froze that, so it's like technically it's tissue, but it's like kind of armor. Because when he first hits that one dude, he's dead like on impact. So you're just like, okay, you're not One Punch Man because this is not an anime. That's insane though.
Yeah.
What's the other Bob though? Because when he said like send Bob down there, like which one? Like which one do you think?
Well, talk about that smart lesbian though. She was like under the dude's body and she was like, oh shit. She immediately like gunned it for the door. She's like, I am out of here. Gotta survive today.
Let's talk about Mr. Sean Bean. What did we think of his debut as Mr. Wilfred?
Iconic.
He did a very good job, and I think somebody said this in the chat. He did a very good job between like the suave, smooth businessman and the guy who's probably deranged.
Yeah,
because he very much was like, I'm just going to let everybody on the train die. We'll just come back around from the opposite side and we'll take the train.
I'm going to say it was soak good because he was in that tub. So good.
It was Sean Good.
I'm hoping that this isn't just one season Bean where he gets killed,
or one scene Bean. Let's be honest.
One scene Bean where he gets killed at the end of the season. Like, I hope he's in it for the long run. I love Sean Bean. I think that he was you see what was it? Is it Ed O'Connell who played him in the movie? That was Ed Harris. Ed Harris, not Ed O'Connell. Yeah, Ed Harris, and this is just a completely different take on the character, which I think is great. Sean Bean playing, like you said, like a suave but probably psychotic, scientist genius is perfect for him.
Like how his final thing on the list was like, and my favorite rum.
And my favorite whiskey or bourbon, and it's just like, yes.
Well, because he's Melanie's intellectual equal, because he even said, like, I brought you up. You were, like, shoveling shit on a farm when you were 17 and all that, so.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see more of him. I think this was a perfect casting choice. We talked about how much we loved season 1, especially the finale. What does season 2 need to do to capture that same magic as season 1?
There's obviously going to be a lot of push and pull between Wilfred because it seemed like he was trying to kind of gather intelligence because they were telling him stuff like the hospitality. They're still wearing the uniforms. Like they haven't taken that off. So it seems like he's kind of becoming aware of that he still has influence among people in the car because of who he is. Yeah. And so I think he's going to use that because at some point he's going to have to go forward into Snowpiercer itself.
And show his face.
Like he's realizing it was a very recent revolt because he's like, if they're still doing these things, how recently was this that they took over the train?
Yeah. So, and I'll be interested. It'll be interesting to see because once again, like the dude seems very wicked smart. So he's probably going to play off this whole thing about their revolt and everything. And they're not doing their democracy or anything like that. He could be like, David Diggs, he's basically just doing what I would do. I do the same thing. I would declare martial law, keep order.
He's like, he's a
blah,
David Diggs hater. Just kidding. We love you, David.
Yeah. How about you? What do they need to do to keep the magic, keep the train running?
I was going to say, to capture the magic, they don't have to do anything because they're already doing it. And I think just to keep it the way that season 1 was, it's just like that slow build towards, like, I hope there's a great finale. I want every episode to keep surprising us because that was something, like, I was expecting this to just to be kind of like a slow burn season premiere where it's like, okay, let's assess where are we at on the train, like, how are we moving forward? Yeah, Wilfred just stopped in, but, like, are we even going to see him this episode? Is it still going to be that, like, stalemate at the door? And the fact that they threw in that whole, like, Ruthie has now chose her side, like, this is where we're at. I'm going to have to impose some sort of law. We can't have democracy right away because we got to deal with an outside threat. Lots of cool stuff. The fact that the snow, like, she saw that it was like, wait, it actually snowed. This isn't just it blowing up. Like, I think it's snowing again. And then she took the sample that she's not telling anyone about yet. I'm like, this is a lot of different things. I hope they weave it together well. And as long as they're true to the characters and do those character arcs so well that we've seen so far, which I think is going to happen because this episode 1 was already like, bam, lots of character development. I think we're good. I think we're in for an enjoyable ride.
There is also going to be the push and pull with her daughter and Wilfred, because it's obvious that she's trying to win her daughter back, and Wilfred is...
Definitely.
Yeah, I feel like we barely talked about her. What a great addition to the show to, like, bring that dynamic in, and she's a great actress
she's
as well.
very good.
I thought that she did a fantastic job. I don't like that she called Wilfred dad, because even at the age that they left, like, she knows that's not who her dad is.
Yeah, but I guess if you, like, live with somebody for a long time,
he probably conditioned her to do that.
Made her think, like, your mom left you to die, like, whatever, like, you would cling on to something.
Parent. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I can't wait for that.
I'm your daddy,
your father.
Oh God. We kind of already touched about these, but let's maybe dig a little bit deeper. Any theories as what we're going to see moving forward in season 2 with Wilfred, with the snow, with Leighton, alliances, betrayal,
all the above.
Yeah, right.
I hope I'm just shook every episode.
I do think at some point Ruth is gonna just go full Wilfred.
Really?
Because think of all season 1, like, she was fanatically devoted to him.
Yeah.
Like, it was almost a religion.
Wouldn't that maybe make her lean the other way? Because when you finally meet your idols, like, and they're
to a
not
point,
who you
yes,
expected?
but at the same time, though, is that like, Wilfred, as he said, like, I built the world, like, I built this train, like, this is my thing, and all that. So, I think once she lays eyes on Wilfred, that's where she's basically going to have her coming to Jesus moment of, like, oh, like, there he is, the guy who, saved us. Like, without him, we wouldn't be alive.
I think we'll get that tension, but I don't know for sure if we're going to see, like, a flip or not. But I will say, if they don't come to her with more information ahead of time, like, they will drive that wedge between her trust. Because the thing is, she was like, my duty is to our side for now. Like, let's do these things. And then he was like, oh, we're going to, attack this part train. It was a military decision. We didn't have to inform you. I'm like, but if you want her to stay on your fucking side, you should run some
Tell
shit
her
by.
everything.
Well,
she's a master negotiator, hospitality.
I do think that Ruth has kind of started planting seeds of dissent, because she put the two of them up in that first class car because of the baby.
No, I know.
And such. But even David is like, this isn't right for us to be up here. Like, this isn't. She's like, oh no, it's the baby. Like, you guys didn't care shit about babies before.
That was maneuvering in a very big way.
Because then she can flip it so easily to be like, oh, well, you think he's your leader. He's been living up in first class and not allowing you to move up, blah, blah, blah. Like, so.
Yeah. That's why I think, like, she's kind of setting the stage for her to, like, flip it on him.
Yeah, or for her to become leader. I think it's definitely, like, she's setting those on purpose, either whether it's a backup or to, like, actually do some sort of plot. But for now, I thought it was interesting that she's at least working to the extent she is. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
All the betrayal, all the alliances.
The betrayal. Man. I really want, before we rate the episode, I really want a Ticket to Ride Snowpiercer edition. I just have to point that out there. I had to throw it in the notes.
That would be amazing. But, like,
the train doesn't stop.
There would be a lot of, like, your car gets sabotaged. Like, you have to go to these stops. Oh God, somebody lost their arm.
Your engineer froze to death.
How about Clue Snowpiercer edition?
Yeah, right.
That would be fun.
The murder was done in the
Melanie in the hallway with a high heel. Remember, she was like,
yeah.
Melanie in the hall with her looks.
Oh man, if I was any good at any kind of graphic design, I would totally make a Ticket to Ride Snowpiercer board. All right, let's.
I love how there's just, like, nothing but praise. Like, we can't even, like, argue for a little bit.
I can't really put any fault.
It's probably one of the best debuts of a follow-up season I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Because it really did follow up, and you're just like, yeah, okay, this checks out. Makes complete sense.
It moves right along. Like, if you watch,
keeps on chugging.
Damn it!
Little engineer that could.
It doesn't feel like there was any time in between, right? Like you could watch the finale and go right into the season.
There's only one other show that's done that as well, where literally it picks up simultaneously, like right after the other season ends. And that's Killing Eve season 2.
Star Trek Discovery season 3.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, snap.
So, but, like, I was saying, like, does it so well where you're just like, oh my God, yeah, this is where we're at. I totally forgot. Yeah. But you're right. That one does it.
I will say that in that sense, this does it better.
Yeah, I would say this is better than Discovery, as much as I like that opening.
Yeah.
Okay. And the hard part is that's a two-parter, so you don't get to see both sides at once.
Yep.
Anyway, Killing Eve, though. Woo. Woo. Watch it, please, guys.
Let's, you know what, I'm going to change this from train cars to rate the premiere out of 5 Icy Bobs.
Icy Bob. What? We're going to go back and like his name's not Bob.
Yeah, I know. We're going to be totally wrong, but I already know everybody's going to say 5. This was damn near a perfect debut of a season. So
5 out of 5 Jennifer Connelly shoulders.
Frostbitten
though they may be. I'm just kidding.
I picture like when Brittany just woo.
No, I'm only saying that because of you guys. I don't think I talked while I was watching the episode. I was just like taking it all in
while she was taking it all off.
Oh my God. Julian,
you set yourself up for that one so much.
I did.
Oh Jesus.
She's such a great actor. Pleasant to look at. Was it a gay awakening? Maybe.
Somebody should tell Jennifer Connelly that human beings age at some point.
Yeah, like, right.
She's looked almost exactly the same.
Very, very fun.
Her and Kate Beckinsale, man, they're vampires. I mean, Kate Beckinsale is a vampire because she played one, but Jennifer Connelly, yeah.
It's all that time she spent in Labyrinth.
Oof, yeah.
David Bowie passed the magic.
So it's 5 out of 5 Icy Bobs all around. Can't wait for tomorrow night. You know, that's the one shitty thing. We have to wait a whole week to talk about this because the show's on Monday.
It is. Honestly, I kind of like it because it gives me more time to watch it and digest it and all that. Because I actually buy the episodes as they come out on Vudu, so I literally just download it on my tablet.
Yeah. I discovered that you don't own a DVR, and I felt like a shit. But
no, it's fine.
I'm like,
I just thought
Brittany, why don't you just record the goddamn
Well, the funniest thing is, like, I couldn't, for the audience, I couldn't find this on my Comcast today. Like, I could only see season 1. And I was like, I just need to watch the first episode of season 2 because I didn't watch it live. And we both have Xfinity, so Julian's like, just talking to your remote. And I was like, I don't have a voice remote. Like, I took a picture. You want to see my fucking Comcast remote, bro?
I feel like I'm back in the early 2000s with man.
All I've learned is apparently DVRs are a good thing.
Yeah.
Having a voice remote is awesome. I just think that they either gave me the wrong Xfinity remote, where if I press Xfinity, it does not actually take me to on demand.
Like, we're gonna fix this issue.
It's fine. I'm just gonna watch from my living room. For the meantime.
I know. I just
on
was
my
like,
old cable box.
I was just so perplexed. I thought it was hilarious. Oh my God.
I was just worried I wasn't gonna watch it. I was like, help.
Snowpiercer. Well, I would have come to your rescue. I had it still on mine. Snowpiercer season 2 airs every Monday night on TNT at 9 p.m. Eastern, which I'm guessing is 6 Central,
and it's Dynamite.
6 Pacific. It is Dynamite. AEW Dynamite is also on TNT, so you could watch that too if you're a wrestling fan. That is going to do it for our show this week. We will be back next week with WandaVision episode 5 and Snowpiercer episode 2. So for Matt, for Brittany and Jennifer, for Julian, I will say have a good night. We will see you next week.
You can find Everything is Permitted on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Everything is Permitted is produced by Rob Migliaccio, Nikki Veazey, and Geneva Stein-Shivers. Our executive producers are Michael Cox, Brittany Tomes and the Tomes family, and Julian Brown.